My name is Dean Garaffa. I'm the co-founder of Atomic Aquatics. In 1995, when we decided to form Atomic Aquatics, we looked at all the other dive industry competitors, and we found that there was parity in all the products. We wanted Atomic Aquatics to really stand out and be different than the other companies that were out there already. And we used our engineering, our industrial design, and our materials knowledge to bring that to bear. In the very beginning, we looked at everything that had been available to divers around the world. And we looked at the materials, we looked at the engineering, and we looked at the industrial design. And we brought all of those together in a unique form, something that would be timeless, something that would endure, something that would have good warranty, good reliability, excellent performance. The atomic DNA goes back to starting with the very fundamentals of building a brand, looking at all of the components that make a good company, a great company. And we included all of those things in the very beginning, such as our use of titanium for the regulator. This was a breakthrough technology that had never been done before. When I first heard the word scuba, I thought, scuba is a funny word. I think it's a strange word to incorporate into the name of the company. One day when I was deciding to start the company, I was really racking the idea of names and coming up with just thoughts of how powerful the brand would be. And I was listening to a U2 song, and it was sort of an apocryphal moment where the song lyrics and the sky and the sunset all kind of came to be, and that was a song called The Wanderer from U2. So from fins, we went to masks, we went to snorkels. We jumped around wherever we found the technology would best suit our products. We had a titanium knife, we entered into the market. We completed our airway systems, including our SS1, filling out the line with different materials and different things, and then ultimately our BC1 and our BC2, scuba heat, and just recently released our newest platform technology, which is the TFX regulator. So before Atomic, there was no best in scuba diving is a statement and sort of our mantra that we've been using for a long time, because in any industry, there needs to be a very best in something. If it's tennis rackets, if it's cars, it's anything, there's always one company that uses its technology, its materials, its engineering to be the best. And that was one of the things that we set out to be, is we didn't want just any product. We would only come out with one product at a time. And each time that product was released into our industry, it would immediately be the best in category. So our regulators were the very beginning of that. I would say our approach is different because we have a lot of industry experts that we have on our team. We probably have the greatest collection of industry experts working in our field for many, many, many years, whether it's BCs, regulators, mast fins, and snorkels. We can use that experience to leverage the atelier. But atelier is really in the beginning phases and becomes very important to keep the atelier sketch all the way through the design development phase. So atelier will really basically start with a sketch. We will bring in industrial design experts. These are people who not only can take function but make them look good. So form and function sort of start to meld together in that early phase where we're starting to see or starting to have a vision of what that product can look like. Once we start moving through the vision phase, like, oh, this thing could be very cool or different, let's look at the features and benefits and the technology that we could use to really advance it to another point. When we say we sweat the details and proud to be control freaks, that's because our manufacturing facility is never further than 30 feet away from where my desk is when we were starting the company, and still to this day, so that we can go out to our assembly line and we can look at regulators being assembled, and anytime there's any problems or if there's anything that's not right, we can be right there to make sure that it is right. So we use that joke, proud to be control freaks, because we're always out there asking, is everything going? It's going very smoothly. Everything's going smoothly. So uh, we take that away in control freaks. We have the ability to manufacture our products to our own specifications. So if we're working very diligently to get something to work a little bit better, and it pushes that technology a little further each time, tightening down a tolerance or really coming in close to a manufacturing tolerance that even the machine can make, we'll sweat those details out so that at the end, the diver or manufacturing, they get the benefit of that, and that benefit is a more refined product. Manufacturing our own products is really the hallmark of quality design. We have control over that. So yes, it is very important that we be able to keep our own critical manufacturing inside so that we have an eye on that technology and where that next technology leap would happen. And every time that we receive an independent review, usually it's the best in that test sequence. So we've used various magazines over the years. We rely on them to communicate that information. So when it comes to how the product is evaluated in the marketplace, we never really release our own data on it. We just say, this is what this magazine said or this review said. And over the years, we started receiving notices from famous people. They were divers too. I mean, we have this on our website. We call this enthusiasts. And we've asked them if they wanted to be part of the company, and we bring them in, and sometimes we use their recommendations on our website. For example, David Blaine was a good one. He worked directly with the company on when he was doing some of his stunts in New York City and staying in a sphere of water. So we worked with David Blaine, getting him a regulator that he could hold in his mouth for, I don't remember how many days in a row it was, and a mask that was comfortable on his face. And there's many others too. We're all divers. We all go on the boat. We look at everybody else's gear. When we're getting suited up and we see what diver A is putting on his tank, and we kind of make a judgment. That's nice. And then suddenly there's this atomic reveal that happens that I've watched happen on my own trips, where the diver is pulling his gear out and he's proudly putting his gear on his tank. And somebody will come over and say, hey, I've always wanted to use one of these. How's it work? So we're part of that genre of gear that people ask questions about. They'll ask me about it. And I said, yeah, this is a great regulator. You should try it sometime. And they don't know who I am or what I'm doing. And my partner, Doug, also, when he goes on a trip, someplace we'll go to some remote island, and we're getting on the boat, and suddenly there's a whole bunch of atomic gear on the boat. It's such a great feeling to see that in these remote areas where there's not a service technician or international ways of fixing your regulator, they trust that product to take it in that remote area. Doug and I were sort of these two engineers that kind of loved to go diving and wanted the equipment to be the best, and that sort of transition through the marketing materials. And we were lucky enough to have Bonnie Toth, who was Doug's wife, do some of the marketing materials. And that voice kind of stayed the same. It was very confident. It was self-assured. It was, we're divers too. We get it. We understand the divers' needs. I think that voice and the professionalism that you see and the pride that you see in those early materials and even on our website today is still there. Atomic really is just this brand that sets itself aside from all brands. We really put a lot of effort into the way things look so that they are not only performing, they're not only warranty, and they're maintenance free, they look good to other divers, and they have this appearance of Atomic that sort of transitions just function. Atomic has single-handedly elevated the industry and in some ways made divers look at there had to be a better way to produce products. I can remember setting out to design the first mask that I'd ever designed, really, that could qualify to say that it was an atomic product. Everybody's looking at you like, okay, if this thing comes out, it better be the best ever. And looking at all the dive masks that were in the industry at that time, there was a particular price point for those masks. You could have this one, this one, this one, this one. They were all the same. We have that saying, tomorrow is our favorite day of the week. In our atelier room, it was the biggest poster board that we had in that atelier room. And that just reminded everybody that we're working on things that will be in the future, that we're working on things today, but tomorrow will be our favorite day of the week when we are building these products and bringing them to market, that you will see at the light of these products come to market. So this is the tomorrow of that statement. We have a lot of amazing things going on inside of Atomic right now. So there's going to be some new products coming out that people should look for.